Japan just found out how much anime and manga is being censored in the West, and they're pretty upset about it. For those that need context, let me give it to you. This is an official Japanese politician commenting on anime and manga being censored by Western localization, and this clip right now is currently trending and going viral within the anime and manga community, and I'm just going to play the clip, and then we're just going to dive right headfirst into this whole discussion and kind of where we're at right now. So, pay attention to the subtitles and the audio. I'll replay that again for you can hear it, just to make sure I'll be quiet. Now, if you notice very quickly, it says Happy Holidays, while the characters in Japanese are clearly saying Merry Christmas. Now, before you say anything, I know you're going to say, there's going to be some people who are going to say, how is this a big deal? Why does this matter? Well, apparently it mattered enough for them to change it. It mattered enough for them to change Merry Christmas to Happy Holidays. It mattered enough for them to censor dialogue and think you're stupid enough not to hear Merry Christmas, but put Happy Holidays in the translations, in the subtitles. They think you're that stupid. It mattered that much to them. It was that important to them to have to change it. So for anyone that wants to come in here and say, why does this matter? How is this important? It's important enough for these people that are translating anime, translating games, manga, whatever, to change stuff like this. Even if it's very minor, it seems like it's not even a problem, shouldn't even be problematic. Somehow it's deemed problematic and it needs to be changed. This is just something very obvious that was caught. That is just so obvious, you have to actually be brain dead to not even be able to catch something like this. But the point of the matter is that this is a very good example of what localizers have been doing to anime and manga for a very long time. In fact, this is an old comment from a localizer that used to translate manga and anime, saying the true joy of localization really is seeing what you can get away with. And honestly, this is what they've been doing for a very long time. There's been a lot of conversation about localization for a good while now, like what happened to Maid Dragon is a very good example, but there's been a slow eroding of Japanese terms within anime for a while. Like, I remember, oh man, like 10 years ago, if you were to go out of your way and like watch an anime, you would see like Sama, Tan, San, whatever at the end of a character's name. But nowadays, when you're watching an anime, you don't typically even see that added as subtitles. So once again, that might not seem like a big deal, but it's a big enough deal that they removed it. And there's been little things here and there that's been changed over the years. And this topic is now heating up, and I think one of the big sparks that really started to heat this up was definitely this situation right here with Neil Broadley, that commented about localization and the dubbing of the 4Kids dub of Pokemon. For those that have watched Pokemon or have seen the censorship or changes of Pokemon, then you're probably aware of like the whole situation with the Jelly Donut and Onigiri situation, where they changed the onigiri, the Japanese dish, the food, to jelly donut. It's a very infamous clip that Brock says, and basically this individual is more or less defending it, and there's multiple different posts from this individual defending localization and the butchering of the Japanese script within games, anime, or manga, and you know, he even goes on record basically to say, like it's okay to assassinate a character's, character development or personality to make it less problematic in the West, which is just crazy to me. Like, look, your job as a translator is to translate it. It's not to hijack the story and make a series less problematic. That is not your objective. No, your objective is to translate Japanese to English or whatever language. That is what your goal is, not to make it less problematic. That is insane. This is an individual that has been working apparently on games at Square Enix for 15 years. This entire industry, just in the gaming, anime, and manga space, is so saturated with bad actors that are going out of their way to absolutely assassinate the scripts of different series, to hijack it and put their own spin on things to act like they know better than the actual writers or creators themselves. This is extremely disrespectful. I don't know how anyone like this still has a job in this industry and can get away with something like this. I'm about to just say a very hot take, and this is going to get a lot of people upset, but it's going to have to be said. It's the harsh reality of the situation. This is why translators and localizers are going to be replaced by AI. I'm not trying to defend it. I'm not even saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying it is the harsh reality of what will happen. Because as more and more localizers take it upon themselves to change the script, butcher the original story, assassinate character development or characterization to be less problematic or safe for different audiences, it's going to cause people to fight back and eventually just completely replace everyone with AI. That is the future. That is the future of what's going to happen to these translators because of what they're doing. In fact, the more they do stuff like this, the more you see these groups advocating and changing things and all that to make it safe or less problematic, the more you have the voice that is wanting them to be replaced grow even stronger. In fact, they are doing more damage to themselves than anything else could be done, because they are making people not even want to associate with their works. People don't even want to touch their works. They don't want to deal with their translations or anything like that. And if this really starts harming the work's image, and Japan really continues to catch more wind of this, they're not going to want them to work on anything anymore Japanese. They're going to completely straight replace them with AI or different people. So this right here, this is why AI will replace people. It's because of bad actors like this. And I'm just going to say, if you are a translator, someone that actually translate manga, anime, games, whatever, I'm not saying all translators are bad, but you need to speak up about this. You need to stop people from doing stuff like this, because it's giving everybody a very bad look, especially when it's becoming more and more common, and it's happening continuously, where there's many examples that appear almost weekly at this point. It's not a good look. It's not. Especially when you have people that are industry veterans, people that have been working even in games for 15 years at Square Enix, defending stuff like this, defending changing the meaning of things, and just trying to insult your intelligence, which I also want to showcase another example here. This individual here, Master of the TDS, he commented about the Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas situation, and this is what he had to say about it. As a Jewish man, I don't need people to change Merry Christmas to Happy Holidays for me. When someone says Merry Christmas, it's goodwill, not harm. Tiptoeing around harmless phrases to avoid offending a very small but very loud group will never make sense to me. Even an individual that is a Jewish man said, why the hell would you even change this? Because when someone says Merry Christmas, they're not saying it out of spite, they're not saying it out of evil, they're saying it because they want to wish you a great day, a great holiday, and Merry Christmas. That's what they want. But the fact that for some reason saying Merry Christmas is deemed evil is insane. It's actually insane. And I want to reinstate this. You might think that this isn't a big deal, but apparently it's a big enough deal for the translators to insult your intelligence, change the dialogue to Happy Holidays while the characters are actively saying Merry Christmas. That is like spitting in your face, and it's like, yeah, eat that slop. You like that slop, don't you? You like that. We think you're stupid. It's okay. You'll be fine. You'll like that. That's basically what they're doing to you. It's crazy. Like, there's a lot of examples that anime does this now. They censor things, and they change certain meanings to fit a certain narrative with dialogue to make it less problematic. I hate this stuff, and I'm glad that there's a lot of people commenting on this. There's a lot of people calling this out. Like I said, I'm very happy to see the Japanese community even finding out about this and talking about it, because this is a pretty big deal, because this spirals. This is a spiraling effect that just gets worse. As you continue to sanitize and water things down, it's gonna get worse, and more things will be censored and be just completely different from what it actually is supposed to mean. This is... Fight back against this. Be vocal about this. And I will continue till my dying breath fight back against people that want to change the narrative or script of the original work to fit their certain narrative, or hijack it and all that, because they're not really good writers. They need to use someone else's work to hijack to be able to use it to make themselves popular or benefit themselves. I will always fight back against people like this that are bad actors within the industry, and no matter how many people don't want to associate with me or hate me for it, I'm just going to continue speaking up about this because it's very important. And with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, do leave me a like on the video, please subscribe, and share this video. It will allow more people to become aware of this horrendous situation and what's happening to anime continuously now on a constant basis. This isn't just a one-time thing. This is happening more and more often now, and if we do not speak up about it, it's going to eventually cause untold amounts of damage that honestly, I don't even know. Like, the future of anime could be very different if we don't continue to speak up about this. But for now, I love you guys. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.